Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Adam here with Indy Farm Life. Not the most fun video today. I'm troubleshooting the transmission on this Grasshopper 721D, specifically the right drive motor. Let me tell you what's going on. So last week I was out here mowing these lush pastures, and by the end of it, or toward the middle of it, I noticed that the right stick had to be a lot more forward than the left to keep me in a straight line. And by the end of it, I couldn't even keep a straight line, and anything with an incline was absolutely terrible. So the left motor, good and strong. The right one has an issue. Let me show you what that's like in practice first, and then we'll talk through some of the theories and what I think is going on here. So what's going on out here at the farm? All my transmissions are going out at once. The backhoe, this thing, if my tractor loses it, I'm gonna lose it. So before we get too far in the weeds, and to help some of you out there who might have a similar issue on a Grasshopper, it's noteworthy what type of transmission this is. So as the sticker indicates here in front, it is the G2, which is I think the second generation. There was one that predates this called the Gemini. If you still have one of those, honestly, I'm sorry, it's antiquated and they're not easily rebuilt, but an easy way to tell is one, you won't have the G2 sticker up front, but if you had a Gemini transmission, you will see two white oil filters here, one on each side. And in the case of this transmission, there's just one hydraulic oil filter, which I'm having difficulty locating because I believe it is tucked up underneath all this. But if it is a Gemini, you'll see two white oil filters from the top. Why does it sound like I'm talking trash about the Gemini? I mean, it's a good transmission. It's just old. And when I say old, I think it was manufactured through maybe the early 2000s or late 90s, somewhere around in there. Then the G2 kind of stepped into play, I think in the late 90s or 2000s. There was definitely, I think, some crossover. At this point in the game, the reason you don't really want a Gemini is, I read online from a Grasshopper mechanic that unless you're a hydraulics engineer or an everyday hydraulics mechanic, the chance of getting one of those and rebuilding it yourself is about 10%. I guess they're extremely complex. And secondarily, on the Gemini, the drive motor and the pump are one unit, whereas here on the G2, the drive motor and the pump are separate units. So servicing is a little easier when they're split. So just take note of that. If you have a Gemini and you want to keep a Grasshopper long term, I would advise going into the G2 platform, which is what I did. And I think now they even have the G3 is what the newer Grasshoppers are. With that little bit of detail aside, let's look at this one. So let's say you have a G2 transmission just like me. Where do you start? Obviously, if you're like me, your mind goes to, well, that entire thing needs to be replaced. It's probably shot. But let's keep in mind, guys, this is a Grasshopper built like an absolute tank. Things like that don't just go out that easily. And so if you jump into the manual, they actually tell you to not assume that the thing's busted and start looking at other things. So what do they say? One, check your fluid. Is your hydraulic fluid full? And in my case, it was. We'll pull it out here just to show you. Yeah, we're fully topped up there to that line. We're good. So it wasn't that. Number two, are your relief valves open or closed? So on top of these G2 transmissions, you see right there is kind of a little spot where an Allen wrench goes, one on each side. You open these up to put this in transport mode. So if you need to tow this thing, you open those up, and that'll allow the machine to move without pushing hydraulic fluid. If those things loosen up on their own a little bit, you're going to lose power into drive motors. Unfortunately, mine are tight. And then the third thing they ask you to look at are belts. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. This here is the belt that my fingers are on now that drives the pump for the left side. And so if I grab this belt and try to pull it right now up or down, it doesn't even want to slide around the pulleys. It's nice and taut. Now on the other side here, I don't know if you guys can see down there, but I guess you guys can take a look at that cooling fan. I can move this by hand. So there's not that much tension on that belt, which leads me to believe that's the case. Let me show you another reason why I think it is, and you can kind of see it in action here. And for safety Sams out there, yeah, my seat's jumped. You see right now though, everything's spinning good. Let's try to engage this right motor. It's gonna work a little bit. I don't run myself over here, but I'll show you guys how it cuts out. There you go. See it? And hear it kind of slipping down there? See it? All right. And so I haven't replaced this yet. I'm still gonna publish this video whether this is accurate or not, but right now I'm super excited. And why am I super excited? Well, I think the obvious, right? This is 20 bucks. One of the pump motors for that is about 900 or 800 anyway. Or take it off and get it rebuilt, but that's just time that I don't have. So we're gonna try to pull the hopper over here in the shade, and I'll show you guys the process of swapping out this belt, and hopefully I have a working mower again. I believe all I have to do to open this circuit up to get the belt off is just take these two bolts off that are kind of, like I said, the transfer case, if you will, to slide that belt over. So let's do that, and we'll see. One other thing I failed to mention, if you have no movement or just sloppy movement in this motor like I do, check your drive links. So right here, when you see this all moving right here, something loose in there could easily also be causing this to not move properly. So now, as you can see there, got a nice clean gap. Maybe overconfidence here, but that belt is so loose, I can probably just pull it off with one hand without even messing with the tension really. Yeah, look at this thing. I'm just gonna be able to walk it right off. Yep. Sweet. Let's go compare them. The belt number, even on the old one, I was able to find it stamped. I don't know why I'm looking for it there. If you need the belt number for this mower, this is a 2001 721 D2. Or yeah, that part number is 381 540. That's the actual OEM Grasshopper part. The old belt is like, you can almost see how much longer it is. It's also super thin. I don't know if that's just wear over the years or this is a non-OEM part, because this one matches the left side that's on there. It's a lot heavier duty for sure. All right, let's get this on there. Ooh, so close. That's how you lose a finger. All right. Torque wrenches, meh. If you do the dad grunt and you're tightening her down, she's not moving anymore, she's tight enough. There's also the slip and bleed. I think we got her. Add some weight, see what happens. Before I sign off here though, we're gonna go give her the old field test. Let's do it. The camera never really does the berm justice, I don't think, with the elevation and incline. You can see some of these ruts though just from the rainwater and how far it drops off and how far this thing goes up. It's pretty insane. But we'll go up this thing, maybe stop, and then try to do the right drive motor up and around and see how it does. We'll back up it. Then we'll go for a little cruise with the camera mounted at the front of this thing so you guys can see it. Man, I love me a Grasshopper. Well, the fact that it pulled that hill like a champ, both in forward and reverse, I would say it's safe to say that's a fix. 20 bucks versus 800. I don't know why I'm surprised. I've always talked about how these things are built like absolute tanks, and for me to think that the hydro is out was probably kind of silly. I don't know what the failure rate or rebuild interval is on those typically, but yeah, it's still a Grasshopper at the end of the day. I do have a couple more videos in the works with the hopper. I'm going to be replacing all the spindles up front and blades, doing some maintenance before the fall cleanup, and then I have a really interesting idea about how to make this thing a leaf cleanup monster this fall. And no, I'm not adding one of the vac systems to it. And obviously we do have that enormous Buffalo turbine blower that goes behind the tractor, but sometimes that's just too big. I know that's crazy talk from me, right? But it's just too big to get into the tight spaces in the lawn. So something I'm working on building out for this fall. So if any of you guys have a Grasshopper, let me know in the comments. Do you love it as much as I do? Man, I can't say enough great things about this mower, which is actually of legal drinking age now. I think it's actually 22 years old, so standing the test of time. But if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Come back and see me, guys. I appreciate you coming along for the ride, and we'll see you next time. Take care.